Stephanie Finklia. We'll be exploring the campus today, looking at different varieties of plants. For a lot of plants, the seed is the beginning and the end. So let's take a look at what's inside. So this is a lima bean seed that was dry and has been soaked overnight so that it makes it a little easier to dissect. The first portion of the seed is called the seed coat. This is the part of the seed that protects the seed from any pests or diseases that might harm it. And it also keeps everything within the seed in place. Next, the outer portion of the seed is called the cotyledon. That's what will turn into the first leaves of the seed. Inside, we'll find the endosperm. The endosperm is the portion of the seed that stores food for the baby plant. So it's all of this stuff here. We'll carefully remove the embryo from the endosperm. The embryo of the seed contains everything the baby plant is and will become. That is the baby plant. This portion here is the radicle. It's the first part of the plant to emerge from the seed. It will become the roots of the plant. This portion is called the epicotyl. The epicotyl will form the first true leaves of the plant. Here are some examples of seeds that we eat. Sunflower seeds, corn, lima beans, and a few others that I don't have to show you are pumpkin seeds, peas. How many did you come up with? Plant roots absorb water and nutrients from the soil. They store food for the plant, and they anchor the plant into the soil. So here you can see the roots of this plant growing, pretty fibrous, and they spread kind of all around. Some plants have a specialized root called a taproot. It's a large main root of the plant, and a radish is an example of one of those. So it's got a large main root, which is this red part of this radish. And then off of the main taproot, there are smaller, more fibrous roots that come off of that. Other examples of taproots are carrots and turnips. Other examples of root vegetables would be potatoes, sweet potatoes, ginger, and turmeric. Plant stems connect the roots of the plant to the top portion of the plant. It also serves as support for the leaves, flowers, and fruits. It transfers nutrients and water from the roots to the leaves, flowers, and fruits, and takes nutrients and water from the leaves, flowers, and fruits back down into the roots. Examples of vegetables that we eat that are stems are rhubarb, like the plant you're looking at here, celery, sugarcane, and asparagus. It's also the stems of the broccoli and cauliflower. The leaf of the plant supports photosynthesis, a process that a plant undertakes to create food. In the leaves of the plant are a substance called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll absorbs the light. That light energy is used to break apart water molecules into its hydrogen and oxygen components. The oxygen is then released through the stomata of the leaf, which is on the underside. The stomata also lets in carbon dioxide. The light energy of the chlorophyll from the sun puts together the hydrogen and the carbon dioxide molecules, which creates the sugars that the plant can use as food. Some examples of leaves that we eat are lettuce, as you see on this side, kale, cabbage, but we can also eat the leaves of root vegetables like radishes, turnips, carrots, and beets. Leaves are also herbs that we eat, like cilantro, oregano, and basil. The flowers of a plant, like those of the strawberry plant, produce beautiful, brightly colored petals that help attract insects that pollinate them, like honeybees, ants, and flies. The pollinators walk across the flower and get their legs caught in the pollen part of the flower, the pollen-giving part of the flower, which is the stamen. The stamen produces pollen that gets on the legs of the insect. The insect then passes over the pistil, which is the pollen receiving portion. That pollen goes down a tube and into the ovaries of the flower. That is where the seeds can be produced. And sometimes, and especially in the case of strawberries, it produces the fruit. Examples of flowers we eat include chives, broccoli, cauliflower, and even dandelions. They're delicious when baked or fried. Now let's talk about the fruit part of the plant. The fruit portion of the plant is the fleshy portion that contains the seed. In the case of the strawberry plant here, we see an immature fruit with its seeds on the outside. Every flower you see on the strawberry plant is going to turn into a delicious strawberry. Example of fruits we eat may surprise you. Tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers are all examples of fruits because they contain seeds on the inside. Now let's make a simple salad based on the parts of the plant that we learned about today. So we're going to start with some lettuce greens, and these have been harvested and washed, then wrung out with a salad spinner. So we're just going to rip those apart and put those in our salad bowl. Now let's use some radish for the roots of our plant. So I'm going to cut off the root end, and I'm going to set that aside to compost it later. Then I'm just going to slice my radish thinly. And if you notice, I'm holding my knife not completely by the handle, but by the area that it has its balance. So this isn't actually a handle, it's a counterbalance. So you want to figure out the best way to hold your knife by balancing it in your hand and then pinching it between your thumb and your pointer finger, like this. Then your other hand, you kind of want to put it in a claw and use that to steady what you're cutting. Put your knife face, so this flat part, against your first knuckle and slice it like that. And then remember, you can eat your radish greens. So I'm gonna cut those up and put those in my salad too. I'm gonna put another root vegetable in there, a carrot. And I'm gonna use a vegetable peeler to take off that outside layer of skin. This outside is completely edible. It just comes in contact with the soil, so a lot of people don't like to eat it. It also has a little bit of a different texture than the inside. So it's up to you if you wanna leave it on or not, but we'll go ahead and peel it off. So you just take your vegetable peeler in your hand. These are the blades, these two inner pieces. They are very sharp, so make sure when you're peeling, you peel away from your body. So once I've removed all the skin, you can add carrot to your salad any way you like. You can chop off the end here and use some chopped slices of carrot. Or you can continue to use your peeler and do some shaved pieces of carrot. It's up to you. You can put little sticks in, whatever you want to do. I like adding root vegetables to my salad because it adds texture. So not only are we layering flavors with the different vegetables that we're putting in, but we're also adding some crunch with those root vegetables. So now we've got leaves and roots in our salad. Let's put some stems and flowers in by using broccoli. So earlier I had mentioned that you can eat broccoli stems. You probably already do, and when you eat steamed broccoli. And again, this will just add a little more texture to my salad by putting some of these broccoli stems in. So these portions, I mentioned that broccoli was a flower that you eat. All these little individual heads of the broccoli are actually a flower. They just haven't opened yet. I also mentioned chives as a flower that you can eat. So this is a chive flower. You want to make sure you get one that hasn't gone to seed yet. Gone to seed means that it's been pollinated. That pollen went down the pistil and started forming seeds. So these have not started forming seeds yet, so they're still gonna be really yummy to eat. I'm just gonna cut them in half. Now what's left is to put some seeds in it. I'm gonna use sunflower seeds. Let's put some fruit in our salad with tomato. This time, to get my cut started, I'm gonna use the tip of my knife to puncture the tomato. Then I can go back in and give it a good slice with the rest of my knife. You may have noticed when cutting tomatoes that they don't cut through very well because of that outer layer of skin. So getting it started with a little puncture helps a lot. All right, well, there's our salad. The other thing I really love about eating salads is it can be very colorful. So eating things that are colorful is really great because it adds nutrition and nutritional value into your food. And it's fun. So the only thing left to do is put some salad dressing on it. We're gonna use half a cup of buttermilk, or you can use whole milk. We'll use half a cup of mayo. I'm gonna use the spatula here. We'll use half a cup of sour cream. 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of parsley flakes, 1/2 teaspoon of chives, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/8 teaspoon of pepper, so 3/4 teaspoons of dill. Lastly, and this is up to you, you can add some lemon. So lemon not only serves to enhance the flavors of our other ingredients, but it also is a bit of a preservative. So this ranch dressing will last in the refrigerator for about 10 days. So I'm just going to take a fork and the open cut end of my lemon and squeeze it in there. And you just add as much to taste. So you might want to put a little bit in there, stir it all up, taste it with maybe a baby carrot or a tomato, see if you like it. If you want a little more lemon zest, that's when you add a little more. So let's stir this up. And you can use a spatula like I'm doing, or you can use a fork, or if you have a whisk, you can use a whisk. Make sure you get the sides in. If you notice there's still some lumps in there, I'm going to switch to my whisk. So you'll just mix until smooth. And that looks pretty good. So now we're ready to put it on our salad. Thank you for joining us here at the Big Garden. We appreciate you coming in. I hope that you take some time to go outside and explore the plants around you. Take a look at their different parts. Maybe make a salad out of parts. I better get back to work. So thank you for coming.